Hi, this is Raman, your tutor from Alberta Real Estate School. Today we'll take a look at how to become a mortgage broker in Alberta. We'll take a look at all the steps that you need to follow to get started on this journey. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at how to become a mortgage broker in Alberta. Now, just a bit of a clarification here. What we normally would refer to as a mortgage broker, the technical term for that is mortgage associate. So this is the first step you have to follow to get started in the mortgage industry. And we are not talking about the mortgage broker as in the leader of the brokerage. We are only talking about the mortgage associate, which is your first step towards getting started in the mortgage industry. All right, so in order to become a mortgage associate, there are 4 steps that you would have to follow to get started in this industry. First step is to meet the minimum eligibility requirements. So this is what you need to do in order to get accepted into the program. And then step 2 would be to complete your pre-licensing education. So these are the courses that you have to take. Once you're done with your courses, third step is to get your criminal record check done. And then you would go join a brokerage. This is where you would fill out your licensing and registration application, and then you are licensed as a mortgage associate. All right, let's take a look at all of these steps one at a time. So the first step is to meet the eligibility requirements. In this case, first thing you need to know is the minimum age requirement is 18 years. So if you are 18 years or over, you are ready to get started. Second step is that you have to be able to lawfully study and work in Canada. So if you are a Canadian citizen or a PR card holder, you have no problem. If you're on a work permit, though, you have to make sure that your work permit does not have any study restrictions. Next, you will provide your government issued ID. You have to make sure that your ID is valid. That means your card hasn't expired. So if you have a driver's license, it needs to be valid and not have expired or be close to expiry. So for the government issue ID, you can actually have driver's license, your PR card, you can use your passport. Any of these are okay. Next, you need to have a minimum of Canadian high school diploma or equivalent. So if you have a degree from any of the Canadian colleges, you are totally okay. But as long as you have a minimum of a Canadian high school diploma, you are good to go. Now, if you are an immigrant and you have done your schooling elsewhere, in that case, you would get your qualifications assessed through IQAS. You would send them your degree or your school certificates to IQAS, and then they will tell you what the equivalency is. So as long as it's grade 12 equivalency, you would be okay in that area. Next one is English proficiency. So in this case, if you have done your schooling in Canada, you are okay. Now, keep in mind though, as an immigrant, you do need a minimum of 2-year program, 2-year diploma program in order to get into this. If you have done your education in Canada, that would meet your education requirements as well as your English requirements. But if you did all your schooling in Canada, you don't have to worry about it. You would automatically meet those requirements. However, if you have done your schooling elsewhere, this is where you would have to make sure you do one of the proficiency tests like the IELTS, CALE, CELPIP, either one of those, or you want to send them your education requirements and let them know, or when you send it to IQAS, you have to let them know if you did your schooling in English, you would have to let them know that, and that may help you meet those requirements. Or if you're sending them your transcripts, if your transcripts in the college, for example, had English as a subject, you would still be able to meet this requirement without having to write your IELTS or proficiency exam. Now, do you meet the eligibility requirements? If you do, next step is to get started now. This is where you would go to myreca.ca and set up an account for yourself, and you would start your education eligibility application. There is a non-refundable fee of $100 to start the application. And this is where you would upload all your documents to MyReca website once you set up your profile there. There is nothing that needs to be sent to RECA directly. Everything is done through the online system, so you don't really have to mail your documents to them. You would take a copy and upload it. The only thing is, though, they will not accept the education eligibility requirements from you. So for your grade 12 transcripts or any of the education that you have done, you would have to contact your college or school and have them send it to RICA. So they will not accept it directly from you. Same goes with IQA as well. So if you are an immigrant and you're getting your qualifications from somewhere else and IQS has provided you an assessment, then it has to come from IQS directly to RICA. So education is the only thing they will not accept directly from you. The rest of the documents you will be able to upload directly to your myrica.ca account. Once you're done with that, RICA would then assess your application. Once the application is processed, you will get an email from RICA saying you are now eligible for the real estate or the mortgage brokerage program, and you can enroll for the courses. So that is where you would start with your step 2, which is to complete your pre-licensing education. So in this case, you would have to complete 2 courses. So the first course that you would do is through RICA called Fundamentals of Mortgage Brokerage. This is your foundational course that will give you the knowledge and skills that you would need to get started in this industry. And this is the first course for your MAP or the Mortgage Associates program. The cost for this course is $1,250. It is a completely online course. It is a self-study course, so you would go through your units and modules online. You would have to do your activities and quizzes online. So completely self-paced program. And the course will be accessed through your myrica.ca account that you set up previously. Next course here is course number 2, which is your Practice of Mortgage Brokerage program. So this is the course 2 of your Mortgage Associate program. And the cost for this is $1,500. And this course is actually delivered through AMBA, which is Alberta Mortgage Brokers Association. So you would do 1 course with RICA, which is Fundamentals of Mortgage Brokerage. And then second course will be done with the Mortgage Brokers Association. Now you have 12 months to complete the education requirements from the day that you enrolled for the first course. In doing the courses, you would need 70% in each of the courses to pass. And you can do 2 courses all at once. You can do both the courses all at once. You would do the first course, write the exam for that, get 70% or higher to pass, and then you would enroll into the second course. Same process, you would finish the course online and then go write your exam. And once you pass, you are done with step 2. Now, step 3 is to get your criminal record check. In terms of the criminal record check, you want to make sure you go for the fingerprinting one. So the criminal record check is done through one of the registry offices, and this is where you will go do your fingerprinting. It will go to Ottawa, and then the results will come back. Now, we have to make sure that the criminal record check is no longer than 6 months old. So in this case, you'll have to make sure that you get your criminal record check done either as you're about to finish your second course or after finishing the second course, so it's still valid. And make sure you allow enough time because it will take 2 to 3 weeks for RICA to receive the results from the registry. Once you have done this step and RICA has received your criminal record check, next step is to go join a brokerage. You cannot get licensed without joining a brokerage. So in this case, I do recommend talking to 2 or 3 different brokerages so you have an idea of what they're offering and pick the one that suits your needs. Once you meet with the brokerage, they will ask you to fill out the paperwork, which is your licensing and registration application. It will then go to RICA. You will have to answer a few questions under your myRICA account, which is the suitability questions. And once RICA approves it, you are then licensed. Now, how do we as Alberta Real Estate School fit into all of this? So we are an independent company. We do not have any affiliation with RICA. Our job is to help you pass your exams on the first attempt. So there are a number of resources that we offer that will help you do that. So the different options are, first, we have study guides, and the study guides would basically include your summary notes. So instead of reading the 500-page book that Rika gives you, our summary notes are more focused on the topics that are important for the exam. So our job is to help you prepare those topics and make sure you really understand the concepts that are important for the exam. We also focus on the key areas and make sure that you understand what to expect on the exam so that you're not floundering around on your own. Now, this is a self-study option. So as long as you make sure you go through all of our materials and understand the topics, you would not have a problem on the exam. The second option is tutoring. So this is where we would personally tutor you. We will help you understand the important real estate and mortgage concepts. You need to understand the Real Estate Act. We also support you with assignments and unit quizzes. So if you get stuck anywhere or you don't understand some of the questions, we would help you make sense of those questions and help you understand how they arrived at the answers that they did. And of course, we will cover all the important areas that you need to focus on. There will be practice questions. And most importantly, we will help you with strategies on how to pass the exam. Option 3, this is for people who may have written the exam, but they are close and were not able to pass. So in this case, many times I will get students who will fail with 62 out of 70%, or 68 out of 70%, or 69 out of 70%. If you did not get 70%, then you have not passed the exam. So if anybody falls in that category, we are here to help. In this case, again, this is a shorter session. We will go over the important real estate and mortgage brokerage concepts. We will help you with practice questions. We'll make sure you understand the topics properly. And also, we will focus on the strategies for passing the exam. So we'll take a look at what didn't work well in the previous attempt and make sure you are able to pass in the next attempt. So all in all, why work with us? Basically, we help you get an in-depth understanding of the concept. So if you understand the concepts properly, you would be able to pass the exam, not a problem. We also provide you in-person interactive learning experience. Currently, we are doing it through Zoom. So it is a face-to-face experience, and we are able to help you in a real term. So you don't have to try to learn all these concepts on your own. We are here to support you. It also helps you save time, and you're able to get started in your career much quicker. So normally you have a full year to do this program, but when you're working with us, we can help you get through each course in about 5 weeks or so. So it's quite a time saver. And of course, we help you provide discipline and accountability. A lot of times I find when people come into the mortgage brokerage industry, they're actually doing a career switch. So this is generally not the first career out of school. So when people come to us, they have other obligations, this job, this family, a lot of stuff that is going on in life. And this is where we have structured programs, and this is where we help you stay on track, and we support you to get through the materials quickly. And of course, we are here for you every step of the way. Here are some testimonials that our students have provided. So that's it. I hope you understand the process on how to get started in the mortgage brokerage industry. And if you need any help in passing your mortgage brokerage exams, whether that's RECA or your AMBA courses, we are here to support you. I invite you to visit our website, www.albertarealestateschool.com, or you can give us a call at 587-936-7779. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.